Hi, I'm Dr. Rashmi Shetty, dermatologist with a special interest in aesthetics. I'm sure you all have heard about eyes being the window to your soul. Likewise, the face could be a window to a lot of things happening within you. We shall discuss today about acne, and especially acne and face mapping. So if you're new to this channel, please hit subscribe to be beautiful. It simply means which part of your face has acne, and therefore what does it indicate or give a clue to the doctor. That's all there is to it. So now that you know what's acne mapping, all you have to do is tie your hair back, take a mirror in your hand, and then look and figure out where is your acne most concentrated. So if it is, for example, on the forehead and along the hairline on the sides of your temple, then it could be simply because you're a teenager, you're kind of starting to get that oily skin which is irritating you. And then there is a little bit of oily scalp and a little bit of dandruff. So all of this can cause that. And what you need to do is simply keep your face and your scalp clean. So the other thing that can really cause acne along the hairline could be hair products itself. So it could be maybe a styling gel that you're wearing, maybe an extra buildup of conditioner that you have been applying, could be simply oil, which if you end up doing like a grandmama's massage and go and do a chumpy, that can irritate your hair and there could be folliculitis there. So any of these can cause acne along the forehead or along the hairline. So please take a note of what is your hair cleaning habits, scalp hygiene habits, and your hair and scalp care products. So these are the things that you may want to kind of give some special attention to and either change or alter or make it different. And what you need to do is simply keep your face and your scalp clean. So use the right face wash, maybe with an AHA, BHA kind of a face wash. Maybe a BHA based shampoo will kind of clean it up and keep it less oily. Therefore, you start getting less acne. So the next one is the T-zone. So T-zone can also comprise your forehead, but it's usually the nose just around your mid-cheek and your chin, which is that center triangle of your face which is most oily. Now this could simply be because you're a teenager, you're hitting puberty, and then your skin's getting more oily. Your sebaceous glands or the oil glands are now becoming active. So then probably they are plugged up, they're infected, inflamed, and turn into an acne. Or it could be because you have a familial acne, which means to say your mama had it, your uncle had it, your aunt had it, your siblings have it. Then you know it's something genetically there in your family. Then the doctor will treat it accordingly. Now the last thing could be because of your face care products. Maybe you're using the wrong product. Maybe you're using the wrong face wash. Maybe you're using the wrong night cream. So do take a look at it. Another thing that you need to notice is it acne rosacea? That is one condition which is mostly concentrated on this area. If that is a condition, then you know it is not just this area, but it's also that there is a redness underneath it all. There's more inflammation than infection. Look at if any food is altering that. That's another thing that can happen for acne in this area. Certain food like maybe spicy food, maybe for some people chicken, maybe for some people sugar, maybe for some people dairy. Any of these can again kickstart. So food related acne can also be somewhere around this area. So these are a few things that you should look at. How do you prevent or what do you take care? Once you know food, then you avoid that food. Simple as that. If you think it's your skin care, then you please go to an expert and get your skincare evaluated and get yourself the right regime that you need. Avoid too many times washing your face because then you're giving a feedback mechanism to your skin saying I'm dry, and then the oil gland will go for an extra dry and then you get more acne. Whatever you do, do not ignore the acne in this area because that's not going to simply go away. You need a doctor to put everything right. So acne might eventually fade off, but the scars might remain forever. So do not ignore and make sure you take medical help for that. Jawline, that can be painful, isn't it? That's where the cystic, painful acne are usually present. When I say jawline, I mean this entire area. It will also extend down to your neck, the upper neck, all over your cheek. It could be very painful on your chin, and all these bony areas can get really, really painful and irritating. Now that acne is one thing, you literally immediately go to your doctor because this is a window to a lot more happening inside you. It could be the starting sign of a PCOS. It could be something which will also indicate me maybe some thyroid disturbance. Your male hormone, female hormone ratio altering. Could be insulin resistance. So these are a few things that can happen, and indication of those would be either hair fall or acne. It could be acne with hair fall. It could be acne with weight gain. It could be acne with pigmentation on your neck. It could be acne with difficulty in losing weight. It could be any of these, which then may be coming in a group called as PCOS or insulin resistance syndrome. So it could be any of these. So please make sure you reach your doctor, and there's not much home remedy or avoiding something that you can do. The best you could do is don't touch it, don't squeeze it. And then probably if it is associated with an oily skin, you could use a face wash which is more like with a salicylic acid, with a glycolic acid, anything which will just take away that excessive oil. But if it is associated with a dry skin, which could be sensitive skin, then you look for a very light face wash, a mild moisturizer to keep the moisture going so that the skin will heal better. A few ingredients generally that you can use for acne on your skin no matter what. Let me divide it into two things. If you have acne over an oily skin, and when you have acne over a dry skin. So if you have acne over an oily skin, then you use face washes which are more acidic. You could think of tea tree, a natural ingredient. You can look for salicylic acid, glycolic acid, vitamin C face washes, benzoyl peroxide in your night cream or your acne healing cream. Anything basically which will just dry up that excessive oiliness. In a dry skin, you could simply look for adapalene or antibiotic ointment, which you use very, very sparingly only on acne. And this has to be why I'm not naming the antibiotic cream, is because there's a lot of acne which is resistant to antibiotic because of simply overuse. So make sure your doctor prescribes that for you. And then the night cream or the cream to simply heal the skin is important for both skin types. If you have an oily skin, use a very milky, flowy, serum-y kind of cream. And if you have a dry skin, then you end up using more richer cream. When I say rich, I don't mean oil and cream rich, I mean water rich. So a lot of hydrating creams which are a little more richer so that it gives back to the skin and helps it heal better. So other than the creams, what is it that you can do yourself is pick yourself some good supplements. Most conditions, whether it is a disease or a distress, anything that body goes through comes down to two things: anti-inflammation and oxidative damage. Yeah, so these two has to be prevented even with acne. So start off with a good anti-inflammatory. Simply things like curcumin, ginger, piperine, these are all anti-inflammatory products which as an Indian, we have it in our daily cooking. But you could end up taking supplements which give you more active form of them. Then you look for antioxidants, super important. You look for ingredients like vitamin C, vitamin E, glutathione, astaxanthin, CoQ10, any of these. So this could be your antioxidants. Then there are certain vitamins which is super important for the skin to be healthy, and deficiency of which can also cause acne, can also lead to acne and irritation of the skin. So it could be your B1, B2, B6, B3, any of these. So look for a nice multi-B vitamin. Vitamin C, again, like I said, is fantastic. Vitamin D deficiency can also lead to acne because it leads to other hormonal changes. So these are a few vitamins that you will look for. An antioxidant also helps you to prevent the pigmentation that may happen post your acne. So it's important, it acts like an internal sunscreen, isn't it? So it makes the skin less sensitive, or it cuts the damage that happens to the skin when you are exposing it to sun or any other damage. So that's also important for you. But then, like I always keep saying, at the end of it, your dermatologist is the best one to choose a good skincare regime, a good set of supplements, and then find out what is further happening within you to know why the acne is first of all happening, and then treat it in the right way that it needs to be treated. So I hope you found this useful. You can leave all your comments below in the comment section, and do like, share, subscribe to Be Beautiful.